the style of the 40s is all the rage. Some relive the age of Bogart and Buicks by gathering for frenetic jitterbugging on a Saturday night. For a few, it's a bit more serious. They spend their whole lives surrounded by images of the 40s. So are they dressing up for a bit of fun or living in a time warp? Sue Turton reports.
Here it comes. Bugle Jazz. Watch out. Turn it on.
I'm living in the 40s, but in the 90s.
The music, the clothes, the cars, the style, the quality, the era.
We're back in the 40s. Rations and gas masks are a way of life. Feet are tapping to Benny Goodman and Glenn Miller, and Hepburn and Tracy are on at the Roxy. But for Andy Fletcher and Jody Gannon, this isn't just a jaunt down memory lane. 40s fads and fashions is where it's at, from the shine on their shoes to the lotion in their slicked short back and sides. For Jody Gannon and friends, the 1990s are brash, ugly times, so they get their kicks from living in the past.
Anything modern is cheap, quality is terrible, and it's actually made to look offensive and terrible. It's something I can't understand about present clothing, is that it deliberately sets out to make people look garish and ugly.
You're not likely to catch Jody in a pair of fluorescent cycling shorts or an acid house sweatshirt.
No is the answer under any circumstances whatsoever, not dead or rotting.
The boys yearn for an era of decorum and genteel behaviour, none of the hard sell of today.
Let up and light up a Camel. Smokers find that Camel's costlier tobaccos are soothing to the nerves.
People even had good manners.
Most people behaved better. They were more civil in their attitude to one another. They had a bit more respect for other people. They didn't just assume that other people were, nobodies that you don't need to pay attention to. If you walk down the street, you'd say good morning to somebody, even if you didn't know them. If you do that now, people think you're mad.
Everybody has a stern, nasty-looking face on them, and are looking over their shoulder to see who's going to stab them in the back. No, where, why? There shouldn't be any reason for it. I mean, everybody's got to live their life, so live it as pleasantly as you possibly can.
It's all very above board at the Saturday night hop.
Black and white stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I've got black and white.
But for Andy Fletcher, the 40s means much more than the jitterbug and the Lindy Hop.
People were different then. There was a community spirit that you don't have anymore. And, everybody was united, for a common cause.
Andy's attic is bulging at the seams with memorabilia from the war, but it's not an unhealthy obsession.
The mistake a lot of people make is that they think that an interest in a war means that you're some kind of bloodthirsty warmonger who wants to be in a war, which is obviously not the case. being in a war is the last place I really want to be, but it's just history.
As a self-appointed social historian, Andy drives a 1942 American Jeep and works as an armourer for film production companies. So, what about the morality of the period? If they're going the whole way, doesn't this mean stricter moral behaviour?
Things were far stricter then than they are now, and which is good in some ways and not in others. I mean, I like a degree of liberalism, but perhaps not to the extent that some people take it these days.
It was always very clean living. Well, generally, I mean, it was very moral, should I say. But in actual fact, I mean, on the other hand, you've got gangsters and mobsters and murders and rapes and you name it, exactly the same as you get now.
The 40s crowd meet all sorts of reactions on the streets.
Obviously, people are surprised by the way I dress more than anything else, because I wear a hat and get called Indiana Jones, or recently Dick Tracy.
But they think it's strange, but they also think it's really great. And they've always got a sneaky suspicion within themselves, like, I'd like to be doing that. How do I get started?
Isn't it all a bit of play acting? We'd all like to be in the movies.
It's only escapism because it's different, but it's the same escapism as somebody who's going to a acid house party. It's not as if I'm closeted off to the world by any means. I mean, I keep it at arm's length. It's just that in that era, the good side of life was very much in prominence, and in this era, the bad side of life is very much in prominence, where life itself remains the same.
A boogieing Sue Turton reporting there.